So, how many times have you been to Jazzahead?
It's my second time.
Okay.
I
Second
came.
time and a showcase.
Yeah, I came last year because I was part of a program called Jazz Migration. It's a French program who help like emergent artists. And my band was selected, and in the program they bring us here to discover a bit the place, meet some professional, and yeah, like
So it was really a networking event back then,
yeah,
last year.
yeah, it was.
Good. Let's talk about this year's Jazzahead at first.
Yeah.
I mean, you're showcasing this year, of course, in a few hours.
Yeah.
What are you most excited about for the showcase this year? I mean, you've been here last year,
Yeah.
different goals. How is this year for you?
I'm really happy because like we played kind of a lot last year with this quartet because we were like through this program they were helping touring for 1 year, and now we had a little break since the end of December, so it will be like super cool to first play again with this super nice musician that I'm playing with, and to present it here. Yeah, like there's so many professional, of course, but also like musicians who are coming from everywhere, and I think there will be a lot of friends in the audience too. So it's a nice mix. It's a bit stressful because like it's also like exigent, of course, audience, like because you play in front of people you know and other you don't know, of course, but yeah.
And if your look on the audience, what do you feel about set times? Do you like to play long sets for people you don't know? Or do you like the short showcase sets for like a very professional audience?
Like I think 30 minutes it's really short. It's like I already did 35 and 40, but it's kind of a trip. Like I think it's a challenge to like go with the flow, like directly. Don't ask ourselves too much question and present something that can feel as a concert. It's like in a way for me it's successful if we can feel we gave a really good taste of what is a concert, but maybe with it like people want more, you know.
Right. And can you speak of your performance with the quartet? Can you speak of it having a message, and if so, what message is that you're trying to convey?
I might not speak about message in a way of like precise thing to defend, but more maybe state mind. I think like from what the feedback I had and also from how I composed things, the music is really connected to emotional state. Like not like 2 days ago, I have a friend who called me. She has like a strong past, and she's like refugee from war, and she told me like that when she had like some panic stress attack, she put my music to just be able to calm down. And she was also like doing therapy. She's like studying musical therapy in Rotterdam. She's finishing her master degree, and she also told me like in her internship, she also put my music to some of her patients to help them to deal with their emotion, and that like most of the time it has really a strong impact. And so it's something I'm starting to be a bit proud of it, like that it can really help people like feel strong thing to relate to what is in their inside and take and feel the calm maybe.
What a beautiful thing that the power of music, with the power it has to actually really help people.
Yeah.
With
Plus,
their,
it's it stands out that what you compose can actually help people.
Yeah.
That is amazing.
Yeah, and because I don't think I composed to do it, it's like not something you do on purpose, but when it happens that after you feel like people feel good with your music, and that it has a super positive impact, like also emotionally, because I think like this question of emotion sometimes is a bit put behind, how you accept to feel really strong things through the music. sometimes it can be a bit like in the mind or in the body, like dance things, but or you let it touch you in a really strong way.
Hey, looking at jazzahead last year and this year, what are your goals from an artist point of view this year?
Uh, I would say like it's probably a basic answer, but to connect with many people, of course professional of the music world, but also like musicians.
And what do you hope to accomplish? So let's say jazzahead ended,
Yeah.
it's over. What do you want? What would you like to have as a main takeaway?
Like I wish that people would like have enough interest, like that they enjoy discovering what I did with this quartet, and to follow what will happen next. You know, to be curious about the next project, about like oh you make or you work with someone, like sometimes you speak with programmer of a venue, and it's not about like getting a gig. It's like knowing about what he's doing, what he's looking for in his work, what is of an interest for him, and to make stronger connections than just selling a gig. You know, for something who can, after in the time you cross this person in 5 years, it will be like super cool to know about the 5 last year and the 5 coming years. And yeah.
Adele, you won Euro Radio Jazz competition in 2024.
Yeah.
Amazing, a career rocket, you would say. What memory of that stage is still with you?
It was really nice because it was in France, in Marciac, in a like this super small village, but who becoming kind of crazy things during the jazz festival of Marciac. But I went already there. Like I think the first time I was like 16 or 17 because I was doing a workshop there. So it was really my kind of teenager memories, and that I was really admiring this stage. It was in the end, it's like a small stage it's the off of the festival. You know, it's not the big stage, but I was already at that time like admiring like people going to play in this stage of the village, and so to play there, it was like kind of a cool thing. And yeah, I was super happy to
Must be a
receive the
little
prize.
dream come true. I can imagine that like a small stage can be a very big stage for somebody that is
Yeah,
still a little
totally.
small. Your debut album, Close to the Water, of course it's a nautic concept. What inspired you and what sound have you tried to capture in that album?
I think it's more about like the concept of nautic. It's connected to the sea mainly. It's because like, but in fact it's something I realized in a second time. I wrote the music, and like I wrote it in, how to say, it was not like I took 1 month and I wrote everything. It was like split in between different years. I think like one of the song, the older one, I probably wrote it in 18. And the last one maybe were like 22. I don't know. It was really
It's a
split.
longer stretch concept.
Yeah, but at the end I
process.
realized that in nearly all the case, I wrote the songs where I was next to the sea. I had like the sea somewhere around, but I'm not living next to the sea. So it's like I was like, oh, this is funny. Each time I'm going somewhere and I get inspired by the sea, I coming back home and I have like a lot of inspiration to write music, and I think it's also connected to this feeling of calm we were speaking before. It's like, oh, you let the calm make you feel things, and all it inspire you.
Yeah, beautiful. And you've described horizons bathed in Mediterranean shores. What Mediterranean rhythm, what specific rhythm or a melody it feels like maybe an ancestor to your music?
Yeah, this thing is really connected because so when I was 19 years old, I have been part of this program called Medinea. It's a program who has been led by the Festival of Aix-en-Provence, instead of friends. As I imagine a program where for 15 days they bring together some artists of the Mediterranean countries to compose things together. And everyone comes with a really special musical background, musical tradition. There are people, of course, playing more like jazz music, but also a lot of different types of jazz, and but also so people playing traditional Greek music, traditional Turkish music, traditional Tunisian music. I will not like tell all of it, but you can imagine all the music you can find around the Mediterranean, and the idea is to share what all of our inspiration, traditional, background we have to make something together. And I've been part of it for like until last year again. It's something really dear to me, and I met a lot of people there, a lot of musicians who became really good friends, and I think their music really inspired me because I heard it playing by them, because I play a bit of it with them too, and little by little, even unconsciously. Sorry for my English. It has a yeah.
Let's talk about your collaboration with your brother, Oscar. Of course, there is a certain synergy. We can all imagine that and where that comes from. Do you have a set of, let's say, unwritten rules when you play together?
With my brother in particular, yeah, for sure. It's like the kind of relation which is so precious because we don't need to talk to know what we are going to do. And I think for this afternoon, because I did a kind of order, but I'm thinking to change 2 songs because I just want to start in duet with my brother to feel in peace and just like little improvisations, the two of us to get in the music. I feel it's important. They will like be but you said it. We will do another thing, but like I feel really safe when I'm playing with him because I don't need to think to what I'm doing. It's like everything we do for me sounds good and like true, you know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Your quartet. It's really it blends the chamber music precision with the wildness of jazz. And when do you decide that your cello needs to discipline, stick with the rules, and when do you decide, okay, now it's time to let go of everything and just be free in the playing?
Yeah, it's really connected to because in this quartet, so I'm experimenting a bit something where I'm in between a role of bass player and of a kind of soloist instrument, but soloist which is not so virtuose because I mean honestly it's kind of hard to be virtuose with a cello in improvising. I mean for sure some people can be super virtuose, but I don't describe myself as a virtuose like improviser. So it's like but it's like combination with the bass role is kind of interesting because it's really 2 types of playing. So when I'm playing bass I switch to pizzicato, and also in the sound system I go in a bass amp, so it's like suddenly it's a super defined function where I like playing as if I'm trying to play as good as I can, as if I would be a bass player. And when I'm more with the bow, like as playing melodies or improvising with the bow, and especially like when I improvise, there I can find more a kind of freedom in more lyrical expression, and also there's some open space for like impro. There will not be so much this afternoon, but in the general set we have also long time of just taking the time of playing together in more in minimalism way, I would say.
If we go back to playing live, so let's say Marciac or your showcase in a few hours, playing with a crowd, it of course enhances a performance. Where if you are in a studio, when you're by yourself. So what did the crowd actually teach you? Or what does a crowd around you give you what a studio performance cannot give you?
I think it nourishes the silence. Like
Nourished to silence.
yeah,
Explain that to me.
it he the audience give a taste to the silence. It's like what you don't play, there are not nothing because there are people to receive it, and they put a, for me they put a place of listening which is different also between us. Like I don't know, it's like a kind of triangle thing where there's like you, the musician with you play, and the audience, and it's like nearly a equal relationship between or you get energy from it, but not energy because of big applause, energy in the way people pay attention. I think we can really feel as a musician the attention in the way people are like so into the music, even if it's not no moving or not describing as like visual or something, but in the it's why I'm speaking about the silence.
Do you feel that silence is also a tool during live performances? I mean,
Yeah.
I can imagine that if you have a room full of people and there's like a longer silence, what do people do? Do they get?
Yeah,
Do they
it's
start laughing? Do they start applauding?
no.
Do they,
I
what,
have
what,
so
what do you
I
think
have so
happens?
beautiful stories with silence. Like I think first because like so my instrument is not like super as powerful as a trumpet and saxophone. So I remember some gigs I could do in some bars where it's not like I can start to play and people will suddenly stop, because or just people will, like a trumpet start to play, they hear that there's music. With the cello, sometimes I arrive and I was really like don't doing anything, just waiting for the silence, or opposite, like to play something really super soft until they understand there's something that they need to go to the silence. And I have a memory of a like so beautiful concert I saw from Amir El Safar in Ghent, and it was crazy because really in the end there was, I don't know, 3 minutes of silence at the really end of the concert, and it put us in a really crazy situation where it was a wonderful bis, and they finished, and people didn't move. But for like it felt so long, and at one moment people start to move a bit, but still were not applauding. And finally after, I don't know, but I think it was really something like 3 minutes, which feel like
It feels
an
like
eternity.
ages.
Yeah, it was crazy.
I want to talk a bit about the Forte Fund, which it supports emerging talent, but your sound feels very developed. How do you balance growing as an artist with what you might call a pressure of being labeled as a promise?
I don't know. I didn't really realize it like that for now. Yeah, I just wish I can continue to do nice stuff, and to be honest with what I like to do, because this first repertoire has been composed in really natural way. I always say I first composed the music, and one day I realized that I had like 9 songs which were cool, and that maybe I could try to play it with people. But I was super scared when I was younger because I never studied jazz, so like I like this thing of doing session with people was a bit scared for me because I didn't know the codes, and I didn't know how really to start to get in this thing. Like I was afraid like people would see that I don't know anything, that I would see that I don't know all these codes. But after I start this band, but in a really like chill way, it was like I first asked the pianist, do you want to do a session? We try a few of my songs, and it was really like little by little. We took like maybe 2 years to build up everything, and then after things went super fast, and so it's a bit stressful because because you still like people have some expectation or not, but yeah, are paying attention. So you want to be
On
good.
top of the
Yeah.
game.
Yeah.
Very good. I have one last question. What do you feel that your album, your music in general, contributes to European jazz?
Oh,
That's a big question.
yeah. It's a big question. I don't know. I mean, for sure, there are so many diversity in the jazz. It's something super rich, and I think it's something great that there's all of those things, and people can still meet in one place. They are agree to speak together and say, yeah, we are not doing the same music, but we have things in common. And this question of European jazz is, there's already so much diversity. There could be even like 10 times more, probably. Yeah, I grew up with this French scene. I think it has kind of impact on me. Also because, so my father is a jazz musician, so I grew up like listening to all the rehearsals he were doing at home with really cool musicians from the French scene who had their own band. So I like probably get a lot of environmental influence by that. And then I start moving a lot, so I'm now like based also in Brussels. I'm moving a lot between Brussels and Paris, and I'm also going a lot in Portugal, for example, where I'm invited to play with like different bands there. And yeah, little by little, I like the idea of, as you said, like my music is part of an identity in the European scene, even if I cannot explain word by word why and how, but that I feel that I'm part of this community for sure. Like that I can go, like when I'm in there, I'm meeting friends who are coming from everywhere that I met through this program, Medinea, through other program, and it's like super happy to see all of I'm super happy to see all of them, and this feeling to be part of this community is something really cool, because also in France sometimes I feel we are a bit like in our sides, you know.
In our bubble.
Yeah. And when you open the space to go to understand what is happening in other scene, and to make an access for them to come, I think it creates really cool relationship, and it makes this scene really stronger.
Thank you very much for joining us today.
Thank you so much.
We wish you all the best and have as much fun as you can during your showcase.
Thanks.
Enjoy Jazzahead 2025. Thank you very much.